God. You're stateside. You're home, sailor. Hello.
Hello. Do I have 4 jingles or 3?
4.
4. Yeah.
4.
Yes.
Jeez, I mean, I hadn't heard that one in a long time.
Well, you know, only people that pick up arms and go defend Ukraine.
That's right.
That's my pleasure.
Malcolm, I don't know if you heard that. The what's his name? Am I saying this right? Van Tatenhove, the former Oath Keeper that testified yesterday. I literally said to Travis, I felt like I was reading out of Malcolm Nance's book. Him talking about civil war, him talking about what could happen next, the ongoing insurgency. Were you struck by that too?
Yeah. I mean, it's just absolutely ironic that this guy testifies on my book launch day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And look, you know, I went out. I was up in upstate New York. We had a big discussion about this book on public radio. And I'm going to be honest with you and your listeners. This book is terrifying. Yeah. It's terrifying, but it is critical. Everyone understands what they're up against here. And that's part of the problem. People are, spend more time playing Candy Crush and not realizing guys like this are out there planning, buying ammunition, preparing for civil war. And if he hadn't been arrested, I mean, I don't even think he was particularly, particularly chased over what he did on the revolution, on the insurrection.
The part where he said we need to stop mincing words, it was an armed revolution. I mean, I think the parts where you saw all the people online and what they were saying, reacting to Donald Trump's orders, it's exactly what you've been saying. This is a civil war. This is an ongoing insurgency.
I'm gonna break my arm patting myself on the back again because no one else is going to do it. I said this on November 6, 2020, 2 days after the election. I was on Real Time with Bill Maher, and I said, Kumbaya, you want gloom and doom? I'm going to give you gloom and doom. There won't be any kumbaya, right? Yeah. It will be insurgency. And an insurgency is a series of insurrections and a political campaign and a military and terrorist campaign to destabilize the government. We're deeply, deeply into the political campaign. The Republican Party has become an insurgent party. They no longer care about governing. They are there to destroy. And it's only a hop, skip, and a jump to guys like the Oath Keepers to start killing people on the basis of that.
Yeah. Well, the fact that he was talking about, I worry about of the upcoming election and what this ongoing insurgency, I thought was chilling. I mean, here's another point. Stuart Stevens, former Republican, said, just remember, almost every Republican didn't want America to learn what we are learning. And no Republican leader has said they will not support Trump if he's the nominee. These are not patriots. These are men, and they are mostly men who care about power, not their country. Mark Elias said, please don't forget that not a single Trump official spoke out at the time to say Trump should concede. It's good they are now, months later, admitting under oath Trump was unhinged, but their public silence at the time was an enabling form of complicity. If you wonder how we got here, right?
Well, this is, and I write extensively about this in this book. If you want to see the transformation of the Republican Party, there's a chapter in there about how, they sort of tried to control QAnon, and QAnon consumed the party. The beliefs that liberals are fundamentally evil, that they must be eliminated, that they should be killed, that they should have people hung in the day of the noose where they go around. That, by the way, was a scenario that came from the guy who wrote the book, The Turner Diaries, that Timothy McVeigh used to blow up the Oklahoma City building, where they go around and they were going to look for Jews and liberals and whites that supported blacks and hang them from street posts, right? That was part of the plot to kill Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Plan A was to hang Democratic lawmakers out of the windows of the buildings. When they say they bought that scaffold to the Capitol as a piece of performance art, I have no doubt they would have hung Mike Pence from it. Yeah. They would have killed him. Yeah. And we are at the point where our political opponents here mean us harm. And I don't say this lightly. You guys know, you've been hearing me shout for 2 years now on this. This is a serious situation. You need to buy the book and read it. It's not a talisman. It's not going to protect you
And-
unless you get the words inside.
Yeah, and by the way, Malcolm, all of these Republicans knew, not just the 10 that they named that were directly involved in this yesterday, but one of the most chilling things I remember is Adam Schiff talking about to us is that he said a Republican colleague on January 6th said to him, "You have to hide. They know who you are."
Right.
Like you
Right.
said, anyone they recognize, be it Pence or Pelosi, Romney, anybody that they could have recognized, like Adam Schiff, and a Republican colleague knew enough to say, "You need to hide."